So the manoeuvre we're going to take a look at today is the forward bay park. Now on your driving test, all the test routes will have a car park at some point on the route. So as you're approaching the car park on the route, the examiner will ask you to take the turn on the left or the turn on the right and enter the car park, where I'd then like you to park forwards into any bay of your choice. The examiner will give you plenty of time when giving you the instruction for that turn. So we're going to take the next turn on the right, we're going to enter the car park, and we're going to park the car forwards into any bay of our choice. So I'm approaching my normal right turn procedure, and as I enter the car park, I'm just going to slow the car right down and enter the car park. I am now bringing the car round, and I am looking out for the parking space in which I'd like to park the car into. Now, little tip for you here. Always try and find a space on the right. If we can find a space on the right, we already have our ready-made turning circle for us to turn in. If we pick one on the left, we've got a little bit more work to do by placing ourselves on the wrong side of the road to create the angle round into the parking space. So if you can, try and pick one on the right, okay? So as we're lining ourselves up nice and straight, another key tip for you here, don't let yourself drift towards the parking spaces. Let's stay nice and straight and walk the car forwards until we're at our turning point. Now the turning point that I use, I like my shoulder to be down the line of the space before my chosen space. That means when my shoulder's in line with that line, the front of the car is in line with the line of my space. So from here, this is my turning point. So I'm going to take a quick look around, and then at this point here, I'm going to move the car round and guiding it in to the parking space between the two yellow lines. I'm then straightening my steering wheel up, and I feel like I'm straight, everything looks good, and I'm just going to creep the car forwards until I can see that my back wheels have entered the box using the blind spot mirrors. It will be a handbrake in a neutral, it will be a rest the feet, and then let the examiner check the work. Once you've done this and the examiner's happy that you've made the parking space, he'll then ask you to reverse out of the parking space and exit the car park again, turning left or right again. So our clutch will go down, we're going into reverse, we're going to have a really good look around. Now the problem with this one is sometimes when you've got the parked cars next to you, the view is really restricted. So this first initial movement is going to be very slow, allowing other road users to see what we need to do. I'm going to release, I'm going to keep looking around, and I'm just letting the car stroll. Constantly updating myself left and right. Now once we get halfway out, we're going to start to slowly turn the steering wheel, and then we're going to really put the full lock on and get as much angle as we can before we enter the spaces behind us. We're going to stop, we're going to reset, we're going to look around again, and then we're going to start to pass the steering wheel in the opposite direction and move away from the parking spaces and back to the exit of the car park. So a top tip for you on this one, as you enter the car park, just really slow the car down to a walking pace. Don't go bombing into the car park, because you're going to find it really difficult to hit your markers and get yourself lined up. So as soon as you're into the car park and nice and straight again, just slow the car down to a walking pace, and you'll be able to make the turn no problem using that shoulder marker of the line before your space, and then just guide it into the parking space.